financial issues and the parenting issues. Even my husband and I have called Aaron out about how he talks about the teenagers, but I had no idea how bad it was. We talked through it, and I flat out asked her if he's going to a massage parlor and getting happy endings behind your back, would you still stay with him? And she said yes. So I gave her some advice about boundaries and talking to him, and I left it at that. After she left, I went upstairs and told my husband what she said. He proceeds to have a complete breakdown. He's in tears. I finally get him to talk, and he starts saying things like, "Can't I just have one person in my life that I can trust? I can't go to my brothers to talk, and now I can't trust Aaron because I know he's been doing this shit. He's fucking better than this." Then just completely and utterly destroyed. I feel terrible. I didn't even know about it when I told him what Jennifer said. I didn't even think it could ruin their relationship. Aaron is the only person he goes to
They
for
made him
advice.
too tall
He really
already.
looks up to him as a big brother, and I just
He's a
completely
little
destroyed that
baby.
image. I'm going with the classic pretend it didn't happen technique this morning, but I just feel like I completely took away the one family member who he felt comfortable turning to for emotional support. What do I do? And then there's an update.
No, the brother.
Yeah.
He's so thin.
You didn't
Like,
make the brother a
cartoon,
bad
obviously
person.
cartoon.
Yeah, he kind of fucked it up for everybody.
Yeah.
That's wild. Yeah, you just revealed who he was. This is the person you're getting advice from. This is the person you go to advice. This is how he lives his life.
And of course, that's always gonna suck when the person, like, you thought they were one thing and you find out that they are not who you thought they were. Like, that is such a fall from grace experience, and especially since that's that person that you confide in, like, and that you're extremely vulnerable with. Like, that's like, damn.
Yeah.
You know?
Somebody that you hold so special.
Yeah.
And you realize, yeah, like you said, your image of them is not
Just
true.
not what you thought.
So, update. Wowza. Thank you, everyone, for your kind words and your jokes.
Wowza.
It certainly helped calm down my spiraling brain. I don't have much of an update on Jennifer and Aaron other than they have broken up, but my husband and I have heard that a time or two and don't really buy it. I'll go ahead and give some clarification on some common questions. Why do you think you messed up? Honestly, because of my husband's reaction, the minute I realized he was breaking down and crying, in my head I was thinking, oh my god, I messed up. I just felt horrible that I made him upset. I know it wasn't me, it was what Aaron did that upset him, but maybe it's the former Catholic in me. I'm programmed to look inward for blame, lol. Is Aaron your husband's only friend? No, we actually have a great group of friends who are very much our chosen family to us.
Hi.
Aaron is his cousin and the only family member he's
How are
really
you?
close to. We have a really good relationship with his parents and siblings, but they've never been close. He's also the youngest of all the grandkids. His cousins are all at least 5 years older than him, so there was never anyone in his family he was close with growing up. He and Aaron got closer in college, and it felt like he finally had that person who understood their family that he could confide in.
Hi.
Why aren't you in therapy? Oh, don't worry. We're all in therapy. When our baby died, we got into group therapy, couples therapy, and individual
good.
therapy. Our couples therapist has been trying to get us to focus on
I'm
things
trying to
look
figure out how to
forward
do this.
again. Simple things like going out to dinner, going on a trip. We are unfortunately in a real-life negative headspace these days, which I think is the other reason he had such a big reaction. Tiny update. My husband and I work from home. I tried my hardest to avoid the subject about Aaron and Jennifer. Then, while I was in the shower, he came in the bathroom and said, "By the way, yes, I am still pissed about Aaron." We went out to dinner last night. I did apologize to him. Not exactly, "I'm sorry I told you," more like, "I'm sorry that happened." And he said, "You have absolutely nothing to apologize for. I'm pissed at Aaron." Paranoid me said, "You sure you aren't mad at me at all?" And my husband said, "I'm 1% mad at you because you probably should have told me after I ate my gummies." We take Delta 8 gummies at night to sleep. I guess he had already taken a few by the time I came upstairs. I did tell him that there were more shitty things that Aaron has done that I didn't get a chance to tell him because he was so upset. And I asked him if he wanted to know that stuff, to which he said,
Yeah, that
"Not
sounds
now,
about
maybe
right."
another night."
Yeah.
We enjoyed our steaks and chilled for the evening. Probably.
Share an intimate
I
moment.
love.
He's a
It's so
lover boy.
cute.
Love whore?
A lover boy?
Oh.
I thought she said love whore, and I said,
What are you guys talking about?
A lover
God.
boy?
No, I really love that. I like that he responded so well to it.
yeah.
I'm glad they're broken up.
Oh my gosh,
Get
yeah.
rid of him. He's a deadbeat. He's a bum.
7 years, you're just chilling at a place to live? What is it?
Homosexual.
Homosexual.
That is Frank Gallagher core.
Who's that?
Shameless.
She's literally been talking about Frank Gallagher all week. She cannot get over Shameless.
Woo!
So Dia discovered Shameless 20 years later after it aired that she's very happy about it.
Her face when she was like...
She said, "You don't know who Frank Gallagher?"
You know who Frank Gallagher is.
City, give me some grace, because there was a long time in your life when you didn't know who Frank Gallagher was.
Ooh. Ooh. You made her cover her
Let me
mouth.
just. I have to close some tabs. I have a lot of them.
Actually so quick and so...
No, Maddie's quick like that.
That one got me.
And there's tears in my eyes,
I'll
right?
eventually know who he is. I don't know who he is.
Yes, there
I'm
is.
just telling you, I felt that one.
I love you, City.
Thank you. I love you too. That one was humbling.
I'm sorry.
I've never seen that happen before.
That was wow, like when you truly just don't know what to say
Yeah.
and you're
All you gotta do is
grasping
just
for
suck it up and say,
sticks.
"You're right."
And you just gotta be like,
Yeah, that was good.
I mean, talk about Frank Gallagher, but
you're absolutely right.
go ahead.
She's humbled out.
I
There's nothing
I
to
just
say.
literally don't even have anything to say after that.
Well, I hope this isn't the last days of our friendship, like this next story.
So here's your launching pad.
You're
for the
making
past 2 days.
transitions out of my pain.
Oh,
brother.
She's transitioned off my pain for like the
She loves it. She's feeding off of it.
and she's just having a great time. I'm
Because her
just like,
smile's so big when she's doing it. She's so happy.
Dude, you're
about
her
it.
step stool.
That's not true.
I just want to
Don't say that,
I
that's
just
not
want to
true.
get from under Maddie's foot.
From beneath her. So he's like, unhinge me.
Oh, fine, I won't do transitions anymore. Because I'm hurting the people I care about. Except for Sam.
No, you would love to hurt me.
Yeah, so everybody else I won't do transitions for.
Thank you.
Oh,
Next few
Ah,
episodes.
sucks being
just
sick.
The
Sam.
damage is done.
I don't care. You can do it on me.
I would think.
I'm drawing Lucifer from Hazbin Hotel.
Not celery being
But in that one painting, that one really famous, really good painting of
My
Lucifer
40 male
Morningstar,
ex-wife,
that one, I don't
40
know what it's
female,
called, I don't know the
wants me
name.
to be with her in her last days.
But you know that one where he looks at the
Relationship
viewer,
advice.
angry and shit.
My ex-wife wants me to be with her in her last days. Yeah. So, backstory. I met my ex when we were both 10. She was/is my twin sister's best friend. And we've always been kind of a trio growing up. Excuse me. We started dating at 14, got married at 23. Things got ugly though, because 5 years after getting married, she told me she had a month-long affair with her coworker. Apparently the guilt was too much for her, so she confessed. We tried to work through it, but after a few months of trying, I knew that despite the fact that I loved her, I couldn't trust her anymore. She told me she still loved me, that she'd wait for me, and prove that I was the only one. I wanted to believe her, but, you know, some things just can't be fixed. We never had kids. 3 years after the divorce, I met my now wife, 38 female, and we got married 2 years after dating. She's everything I could ever dream of in a wife and more. My ex, as my sister told me, we're still besties, has never really recovered. She quit her job and is now working in a church. Throughout my relationship with my wife, she kept trying to get back together. And on the day of the wedding, she told me she still loved me and would love no one else.
Oh, you can't see
She
his
said
mouth
this
at
was the last
all.
time she would bother me.
I
but that she
swear
would
you
for
could
me
see his
however long it took.
mouth, but you
Apparently,
can't see
she's
it at all.
honest in that regard, at least.
I'm gonna
'cause my
have
sister
to
said
change
she's
some
never
things
been
with
with anyone since.
Dang, that's kind of sad.
Yeah. So here's what happened recently. My wife and I, married for 7 years now, have 2 kids, 7 female and 3 male. My sister came over with her kids so the cousins could play. While my wife was out to pick up lunch, my sister sat me down and told me the situation about my ex. Apparently, she only has less than 6 months left to live. She refused treatment and wants to live the last few months to the fullest. I guess that's why her and my sister really went out of their way to travel despite the pandemic. One thing on her bucket list, though, was that she wanted to feel like my wife again. No sex, no kissing, just wanted me to be around the house. She still lives in the house we lived in, and maybe hold her from time to time. I told her I wouldn't do that because that was pretty much emotionally cheating.
Yeah,
My
that's...
sister kept arguing and begging me to at least see her and hear her out. No screaming. The kids were in the next room with her oldest daughter till my wife came back. My sister told her the whole story. While she looked upset, she said she understood where my ex was coming from. When my sister left, my wife and I talked about it. My wife knows everything that happened in the past with my ex. She says that while she isn't thrilled about the idea, she won't get upset if I decided to see her on a regular basis.
No.
My wife is literally the best thing that has ever happened to me, and I love her more than anyone. She makes me happier than I have ever been in my life, even in the good times with my ex. She knows I won't cheat. I have zero romantic feelings for my ex, so there's nothing lingering there. I don't hate her or anything. It's just that love that I had for her has long since died. After thinking about it for a while, I'm honestly 50-50 about it. I know I don't
The
owe her
eyes look
anything,
so
but I feel
good,
like
but
I
I'm gonna
might
have to move
regret
them
not
down,
seeing
I
her at
think.
least one more time, since the last time I saw her was on my wedding day, and that wasn't a good encounter for either of us. Unless you count the times I occasionally see her at the store or something. I honestly feel like despite what she did, she still deserves to go with some peace. On the other hand, I'm not entirely sure that it might potentially affect our marriage. My wife says she's okay with it, and I believe her, but I can't be sure that she'll feel the same way after it happens. I don't want anything to jeopardize what I have right now. I'm not thrilled about going myself, to be honest. Any advice? What should I do? And then there's an update.
Yo.
I think the ex's terms of like what you wanted is a little bit much.
Yeah.
I think that they can meet somewhere in the middle. I think that it would be fine if like he, every so often just stop by, maybe like bring her some food, like dinner or whatever. They like sit and have a little chat.
Kiki.
Yeah, a little kiki. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think in a way it would still be giving her what the ex-wife wanted without, because I know he was worried about like crossing some boundary with his current marriage. So I think that there's a way to do that, like be there for the ex-wife while not necessarily feeling like you're endangering your current marriage, or like still respecting your current wife. Like, okay, yeah, she's dying, like she's transitioning, so I still care for her. Maybe just like drop her off, let's have dinner and let's chat.
I believe that there's like this thing that people talk about where it's like, don't put yourself in a compromising position to cheat. If you don't want to cheat, don't even put yourself in the position to do it. Not saying that he would, but I don't know. Going to the house, I feel like is a step towards putting himself in that compromising position. Like, who knows? Like, even though it's her last days, she's still got like what 6 months to live at this point, and it's like a lot could happen in 6 months. That the whole connection could be rebuilt in 6 months.
I'm not
Or
gonna
like,
do that.
you know, it's because it's not like you're starting from ground zero
No.
with a different like
I'm
you've had
not
history
doing
with this
that.
person,
Right.
and you still care about this person. This person cares enough about you that they did not get married, and to an extent, it's like, she stepped out of the relationship, and that's what caused the downfall. But it's like she still wants that connection. It's on her bucket list before she dies. So it's like, how far she's willing to go, who knows? But yeah, I think the safe route would be just to do somewhere public. Like, don't go to the house. Don't do anything. Like, don't put yourself in a position to compromise what you have in the future.
I guess I just don't think he would do that. At least from the way that he's writing, I really genuinely think he's moved on. And if there is love there, it's not a romantic love. And I think the only thing I can do is kind of put myself in the position of the wife, where it's like I would be supportive either way. Where maybe it's like I don't want you guys cuddling or anything, but if I have trust in you that it's not going to mean anything romantic, and if you want to have that closure with her, I don't want you to regret that. But also, if you say to yourself, I'm not comfortable doing that, it's going to be weird, who knows, I might have feelings, which you never know. I guess I would be supportive either way, because I feel like the way he's writing this, I have trust from how confident he is that he's like, I'm not in that situation. I love my wife. I would never do anything to jeopardize that.
I think he said that his love had died, like since died for the ex-wife.
Yeah.
In whatever time frame that was.
I don't know. I feel like that 50-50 though is just like of him wanting to do it versus him not. I feel like that moral compass is just going to get to him either way if he's like with her. I don't know if that will help anything.
I don't know.
I feel like it either okay, if he does go, it might just, I think it would probably reopen the wound, because that's 6 months of him doing, I guess, whatever conditions that they set to. Like,
I don't know if they're gonna spend time with each other for 6 months. I think it's just like, I'm gonna meet you a few more times or one more time before you pass.
Gotcha. Yeah, if it's one more time, okay, then that's different. But if it's like for the rest of the time she's alive.
Like
Tuesday.
Yeah, like once a week, once a month.
Yeah, that's where I'd be like, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I think I would agree. I would split the difference, like Sadia said. Like, I wouldn't go full her terms. I probably would see her one more time. It's just like, we have an experience. We kind of maybe, I don't know what you want to reminisce, just talk, do that stuff. But I'm like, my wife is my real priority. So even though knowing my wife is okay with it, she's being supportive, I still don't want to, just like you said, I want to put in more potential stress on the relationship that doesn't need to be there, because I don't have those feelings for you anymore. This is literally from me doing this for our old love and for what we shared.
Yeah.
But what really matters to me is my wife and my kids. So anything that puts too much stress on that, I'm not going to do. So like, we can do this one time. We had a good time. We talk about it, and that's probably it for me.
Yeah.
Because I love that the wife is supportive, but there's still little things that can happen, just like we're going there every week, and it's just something. It's not even rational. It's not like she's thinking like, oh, she didn't. Because I do think she probably trusts him, but it's like something irrational. Like, you go there every week, and you do this every week, and it's like a little bad thing gets in your mind. I'm like, I don't want her to have that. I'm not trying to do that.
I think the support is great in theory, but in actual practicalities, because it's like there's certain things, like, you know, you could say you're okay with, and then once it actually plays out, it's like, oh,
actually, I'm not okay with it.
I don't like this. So it's like,
even though she should be able to voice that.
Yeah.
If it happened. Like, if you went twice and you're like, okay, I don't like it anymore, then it's like, okay,
yeah.
that's it.
Yeah. Okay, so update, quick recap. My ex-wife, who I've known since I was 10, cheated on me, but now is dying and wants me to be around before she dies. It's been almost 3 weeks since I posted, and a lot has happened since. I got some solid advice from a lot of you guys, especially some who messaged me from their personal experiences, and I'd like to thank you from the bottom of my heart. So here's what happened. As many of you guys suggested, I talked to my wife. We had a long discussion about the whole situation, and I assured her that no matter what, she is and always will be my first priority. I always assured her that while I wanted to say my goodbyes, I would never act like her husband. It would be more like seeing a childhood friend or something like that. I also told her I would never spend the night, nor would I be alone with her. She was more comfortable after our talk and was pretty okay with the idea with me seeing my ex again. As you guys guessed, she really felt like she was forced into being okay with it when my sister asked, but this time she really was okay. So I talked to my sister, and after a long heated discussion about what my role would be in the visit, she agreed to the boundaries my wife and I set. A week later, my sister and I came over to our old marital home. It was surreal because the emotions from way back came back to me. I didn't feel any sadness, nor hatred, or anything negative. I saw my ex, who was waiting for us in the living room, and she cried when I walked in. Most of you suggested she was faking it, but while she was still strong, you could tell almost immediately something was wrong with her. I indulged her with a hug and talked to her for a few hours while my sister made lunch. I showed her pictures of my kids. I told her stories about what they're like. And honestly, I didn't know how I would react after I saw her again, but it just feels like seeing an old friend you haven't seen in a long time. There was no hate or anything like that. I walked around the house, and it was pretty much the way it was when I left over a decade ago. I'm not really sure how I feel about our wedding photos still framed and pictures of us still around the house, but it wasn't really my place to say anything. The three of us had lunch and played board games all afternoon, and honestly felt like back when we were kids and the three of us would hang out together. It was nice. I left at around 6. She was sad, but she understood. When I hugged her goodbye, she whispered, "I love you," to me, but then said how she's happy I was able to find the happiness she couldn't give me. That part got to me, to be honest. I was fighting back tears. I told her I'd see her again, and she asked if I could bring my kids next time. I told her I would, and I left to pick up dinner for my family. I told my wife everything that happened, and she was quite happy about the outcome. I guess it helped that I brought her home her favorite food, but she also agreed to let me bring the kids next time. Overall, it was a great experience seeing her again. I feel like I needed it, and I would have regretted not doing so. Again, I'd like to thank everyone who gave me advice. Also, please don't roast my ex too much. She made a mistake and paid the price for it, but it doesn't mean she's an evil person. This will be my last update. Thank you so much, Reddit.
He's good. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
Such a good guy, OP.
Especially, I think the biggest thing is that the fact that he relayed what happened back to his wife.
Yeah.
That's your partner. That's the person you share everything with.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I don't know, like, you know, honestly. Especially how emotionally heavy it was for her. Just the fact that he was able just to come right back, just relay everything that happened, and just keep her in the loop.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you guys are right though with coming with the friend aspect of what you were saying of not making anything romantic, and I think the boundaries that he set with his wife were really good, and I'm happy that he had a good experience and it was more like a friend thing than anything.
Very good to not be alone. That's a great thing. Like,
Yeah.
There's no point risking it. Let's have a person to buffer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it seemed like the sister was trying to like hook them back up.
She definitely was. She was like, no hugs, no kisses, but sleep over
in the same bed.
Take your clothes off.
Yeah.
Maybe do a striptease for her.
Maybe some kisses.
Maybe light kissing. No kisses on the mouth.
Just a couple smooches.
No heavy petting, but light petting.
Light petting for sure.
Light petting. Wow.
Yeah, well, I think that was a wholesome story to
That was
end on.
very cute. I loved it.
Damn.
I'm tired of these people cheating on their partners.
Lost the
and
reference.
Destroying them and
Don't
going
be cheaters.
to
Don't be
massage
cheaters.
parlors and getting happy endings. Let's just be good husbands and wives. And have
Let's just be
kids.
good partners.
Yeah, good partners.
Yeah, who wants to end it? Who wants to give us the outro?
YouTube Premium is ad-free YouTube and exclusive access to all things VIP, so you can superfan from your sofa. YouTube Premium, it's way more than ad-free. Try 1 month on us.
Heartcatch is one of the most popular Precure seasons of all time. Beyond the toy sales and fan reception, Heartcatch has one of the most unique art styles. Umakoshi's proportions let the characters bounce and create some of the most dynamic combat in the franchise. Unlike the modern seasons with all their line art and flair, this season shows us that sometimes simple is best. But does it hold up over 10 years later? If you're new here, this is a series called Design Diary, where we take a look at the designed and stock footage in Precure. There's a playlist in the description if you want to see all the series we've covered, but with that said, let's get right into it. Yoshihiko Umakoshi was in charge of this season's character design. You might recognize him from Casher and Sins, Doremi, or My Hero Academia. In his 2 Magical Girl shows, we see his knack at drawing big bobbleheads with tiny bodies. When combined with a bigger fist, the characters have really strong silhouettes. Another feature of his art is the big, expressive eyes. I feel like this is his strongest suit in both Casher and Sins and Heartcatch Precure. The way he draws eyes is just so pretty. I feel like the former has some shoujo art influences, especially with how dreamy they come off. The final feature I'd like to highlight is how these simple proportions are great for the fight scenes. With all the limbs simplified, it's a lot easier to convey fluid movement without the restraints of normal anatomy. I like the squash and stretch on the girls in this scene, showing how versatile these designs are. Umakoshi did a great job, so let's look at some of his work. Minor disclaimer that being the character designer does not mean he individually came up with everything we'll be covering, so do keep that in mind.
Hi.
Anasaki Tsubomi is our main character, and she's a shy redhead in glasses. We first meet her in school where she wears her hair in a ponytail with a pair of glasses. I don't usually like it when a character's hair matches the eyes, but here it somewhat works. It kinda suits her personality. That's also the case for our next character, Erika. She's got wavy blue hair which evokes water, and I love how deep this shade is. Erika gives Tsubomi a makeover which gives her the iconic twin tails we know her for. I like the flower clips for being thematic, but also adding a pop of color to her head. Her casual outfit features a pink shirt and cropped jeans. It's pretty basic, but features the number 7, a reference to the season. After the makeover scene, Tsubomi wears a cute dress with jeans, which is so early 2000s. There's a great video on the series Fashion by Doraemani, so be sure to check that out. I like the outfit's silhouette more, and the bow adds a dressy element to this simple outfit. It also matches Erika's bow, as do the white sleeves. Erika's shirt has a sea green tone, which is just so good. I love this shade especially, and the white skirt is the perfect balance to her white sleeves. Her boots are brown, which is an odd choice because it matches nothing. The other colors are either white or saturated, so this is a very strange decision. I assume the girls might have been designed with bright tops and dull shoes to draw minimal attention, but I think it's really ugly. A really cute detail, though, is the matching bags, since the two girls are such besties, one of the most iconic duos in the franchise. While we're here, I do want to compliment the beautiful uniforms of Myodo Academy. I like the wider bottom with the cute little pleats, as well as the big ribbon and the cute buttons. I'm also glad they're a neutral color, so they suit the girls just fine. As Cures, Blossom and Marine wear a mini dress with floral skirt and bell sleeves. Blossom gets a gigantic ponytail, held up by a pink ribbon. I love the wavy pattern and how it moves in animation. Due to its sheer size, it swallows up her body so her torso and limbs are white to keep them visible. She's got these bellflower sleeves and floral wrist cuffs with a really pretty skirt. The flower petals are a simple but effective way to carry the series theme. A really cute detail is the laced back. It's just so stylish compared to the crafty look of the skirt. It also adds some intrigue to the back of the outfit. Despite that, the shoes are pretty ugly with a lot of detail for such a small element. The flower is fine, but the little highlights are kinda weird. I don't like how it comes together. Overall, the biggest issue with this design is how monochromatic it is. I think the limited palette makes it kinda boring to look at. If not for the silhouette, I don't think this would work. I like how the deepest shade of pink is used to break her body, like the hands, waist, and boots, but I think the bows should have been a different color, especially in her hair. It's just a little basic. My final thoughts are that Blossom has a really iconic design, but honestly, it's very basic and I don't think this would hold up in a modern series. Cure Marine is our blue Cure and she's got a very fun and vibrant design. The palette is a lot better with lots of white and a wider range of blues. Marine has long wavy hair that parts into two twin tails. It's a vibrant cyan that suits her bright personality. I also love the shading on it to emphasize the wavy line art. Her dress is pretty similar to Blossom's, but her mini dress is mostly white. When paired with a light blue, it makes a beautiful palette. She's got a saturated cyan in her hair, a paler blue on her skirt, and finally a subtle but darker blue on the lining. It's this kind of contrast that was lacking in Blossom's design. I especially love the white dress since it's so rare in the series. The bow on her head stands out and the cuffed shoes are so pretty. Once again, I don't think the shoes needed buttons. It's a little needless, but I'm more forgiving of it here. I really like her outfit overall and think it's a much stronger design than Blossom's. The girls transform with the heart perfumes and the heart seeds. The perfume bottles are really ornate with golden vines and a beautiful rose nozzle. The series collectibles are the heart seeds, and the ones the Precure transform with are called the Precure seeds. They've got a beautiful 8-point star with the Cure's insignia carved into it. I was really obsessed with these as a child, and I drew them all the time. These are the items for the sequence Open My Heart. Transformation begins with the girls opening their perfume before summoning a heart seed with their fairy. Blossom twirls around, and once the seed is in, she sprays her dress on as the outfit forms. Her hair is really lively, and I love that it twirls together to form the ponytail. Another cute detail is watching Tsubomi pray to summon her heart seed. It makes it feel like a very intimate moment. Finally, I love the darker background with the daisies floating around her. Some of them are more abstract, which feels like a precursor to the Hugto backgrounds. Marine starts her sequence by racking her brain to summon her heart seed. She looks so proud of herself here, and I love it. After this, she opens her heart and sprays on her outfit. Her hair in these is so gorgeous, and Erica is clearly having fun waving about and posing right before she gets those long blue locks. I love the extravagant spin before the phrase, and how her hair is always animated as really split. Realistically, it would be kinda limp, but I love that the tails are as far away as possible. The two get their own duo transformation, and that puts them in the same space, realistically before the phrase where she gets those long blue locks. I love the extravagant spin before the phrase, and how her hair is always animated as really split. Realistically, it would be kinda limp, but I love that the tails are as far away as possible. The two get their own duo transformation, and that puts them in the same space. It's a rare occurrence, so I really appreciate this. The backgrounds combine and they lock arms while transforming. I love when they spray each other and high five in the middle. It's a really cute sequence, and I'm glad they kept it in the group transformation. Though oddly enough, it's not in the Tropical Rouge movie. The Precure allies this season include their fairies and their family. First up, we have Hanasaki Kaoruko. Kaoruko is Tsubomi's grandmother and secretly Cure Flower. She's got long wavy hair and wears a lab coat. I love her jade green dress and the comfy pink sweater. She's got such a pleasing silhouette too, so big, warm, and friendly, kinda like her fairy Coop. In an interview about the series, Umakoshi mentions that one of his favorite memories from this show was creating the character Coop. He mentions that initially Coop was drawn on a whim, and its inclusion in the show made him really happy. Coop is the largest fairy in the show and has a pretty big body with a crooked horn. I love his big lips and pink heart, and the little tail is super cute. He's very fuzzy, and I would love a plush of this. Coop can also shapeshift into Sora, who is Karuko's husband. He's got a pretty cool design with lots of sleek lines. I also like the touch that Tsubomi's entire bloodline wears glasses. Pretty cool attention to detail. To wrap up this section on Kaoruko, let's cover the glorious and powerful Pure Flower. I just love how grand this design is. The flower has long flowing hair, a glorious skirt, and a gigantic flower on her chest. The butterfly clips on her hair are really cute, and I love the flower details on her outfit. Her transformation is brief, but it's really beautiful. We only get a phrase, but she's got these gorgeous flower frames in the background, and a little flower friend that appears in the hand. I really like the backing track too. I think the brevity of this makes it special, kind of like a Christmas miracle. Cured Flower's got two main attacks, and they're both pretty cool. Flower Candle spins the enemy around, while Flower Carnival makes pink clones that spout out and attack. It's really cool, and beyond this, she can make barrier nets, which is super broken. I love when they make legendary cures have such OP abilities, and I think the episode itself is pretty cool, so if you haven't watched Hard Catch, and you don't mind spoilers, just check out, I think it's episode 45, that's where she appears. So the next allies we're going to cover are Coffrey and Shipray, who are named after perfume. They're really cute, and I love the vague rabbit shape with the different ears. The abstract shapes just really work for this style. They're a pretty cute pair overall. A bit later on, there's a new addition, and this one is a lot more baby, with her name being Potpourri. I love how cute she is, especially with the warmer palette. The little wings are a pretty interesting touch. More importantly, this fairy brings us to our newest cure, and that is... Itsuki Muruen is the masculine student body president. She's got short brown hair and wears a male uniform. It's mentioned that her uniform was drawn differently because she's a girl, and you can definitely see more sway. It's really elegant. In her casual wear, she's put in a really ugly outfit. I'm sorry, but I hate this ugly smock paired with jeans and white sneakers. It's such a nasty silhouette with all the shapes, and the bright colors just do not help. I genuinely can't believe she's gonna wear this, and unfortunately, it will get worse, but we'll get to that later. Thankfully, her cure design is perfect. Itsuki's transformation is really bright, and she has the most frames in the group. I love how smooth it is, and the sunflowers are really vivid. I love the way they've been constructed. It's just such a pretty decal. I really wish they sold more merchandise, like gift wrapping paper with these patterns. Anyway, she uses the shiny perfume, which has a much brighter design with different vines on it. I love how it spins into frame. As I've said before, the glamour shots of merchandise are some of my favorite parts of any bank animation. I just think you're selling a toy, so it really impresses me. The spiral vines evoke the sun motif, and it's one of my favorite transformation items. You know, I always come back to watch this because it looks so good. Her hair extends in a really glorious cut, and she playfully bounces Potpourri. It's a cute little moment between them.